WikiLeaks' public disclosure last week of a large number of our documents has already threatened the safety of our troops, our allies, and Afghan citizens who are working with us to help bring about peace and stability in that part of the world.
That's a weapon. Yeah.
Peace and stability.
Light them all up. Come on, fire. Hey, Roger.
Peace and stability.
He's getting up. If he has a weapon though in his hand? No, I haven't seen one yet. You guys got that guy crawling right now on the curb? Come on, buddy. All I gotta do is pick up a weapon.
Peace and stability.
Bushmaster, Crazy Horse, we have individuals going to the scene, looks like possibly picking up bodies and weapons. Yeah, picking up the wounded. Yeah, we're trying to get permission to engage. Come on, let us shoot.
Peace and stability in that part of the world.
It appears on the surface that Bradley Manning is the most significant political prisoner that the United States had, a 22-year-old intelligence analyst.
They say that knowledge is power. More accurately, we could say that information is power. They certainly say that we're living in the age of information. Though the governments that rule over us, ruling us rather than representing us, would try to keep that information from us if it reflected badly on them. What's been happening in the Middle East with the Iraq and Afghan war is an embarrassment to America and to NATO and to the free world. Recently there was a protest near the place where Manning is being held, and in attendance were several notable speakers, clips of which I'm going to include in this video for you to have a look at. I'm going to link as well to the channel that I was able to get these clips from. Thanks very much for allowing me to use those clips. Now here's Ray McGovern, a former CIA analyst for 27 years. When interviewed, he said, "As an American soldier, Bradley Manning took a solemn oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic."
Now, what Private Manning is alleged to have done with the help of WikiLeaks is to puncture that boil of injustice and deceit. Our Defense Secretary and the chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, they don't mind to have blood on their hands. Their hands, not Manning's and not WikiLeaks, their hands. They're kind of used to it. They're cogs in an imperial system. Now, they're large diameter cogs, to be sure, but cogs nonetheless. They have made their peace with red on their hands. Now, we have no quarrel with the Marines and the soldiers who think they must cede their conscience to a cause that they are told is noble. No quarrel with them, but we do have a big problem with those who send them off on feckless missions that make the charge of the Light Brigade seem a model of military planning.
In cases where whistleblowing on a specific topic is protected by statute, US courts have generally held that such whistleblowers are protected from retaliation. However, a closely divided US Supreme Court decision, Garcetti versus Caballos in 2006, held that the First Amendment free speech guarantees for government employees does not protect disclosures made within the scope of an employee's duties. Now, see, this is where the Pentagon prosecution will focus with Manning. They will argue that Manning is not protected under free speech, as what he has allegedly disclosed simply falls under the scope of employees' duties. But for that to be the case, they will have to argue that what was seen in the collateral murder videos and what is recorded in the recent Afghan war diaries did not violate any regulations. They will have to argue that those actions were defensible. Again, that could be a complex argument, as the military basically validates anything it does in the name of war. The rules of engagement don't seem to be anything that's set in stone at all and change from day to day.
And it seemed like a lot of people were quick to take the mindset that this was a horrible but isolated instance. And from my experiences and from the experiences of so many other soldiers and Marines and young people who have gone and been in these wars and been told that we were doing all these positive things for our country and that we were changing the world and making it a better place through using violence. We quickly found out that what was shown in the WikiLeaks video is by no means an isolated instance, and not even the worst instance from what I experienced while I was there. And it starts with a training that is very dehumanizing. And again, you take all these idealistic young people and you tell them that they're going to do all these great things, and then you put them through training where we scream things like, kill them all, let God sort them out, and you go through that on a regular basis and then get put in a situation where you are threatened, but you're also living in the middle of a civilian population, and that's a recipe for disaster, and we've seen the outcome of that through these documents and through the video.
So here you can see the website that I'm going to link to in the lower bar there. This is bradleymanning.org basically. It has links to, as you can see, lots of information about, and I'm not going to go into it in this video, I'd like you to go and have a look for yourself. It goes into a lot of detail about why these allegations of Manning and WikiLeaks having put soldiers and informants in danger is really completely missing the point and actually quite false. You know, it doesn't take a genius to see who really is putting people in danger here, and that is the US government, US military. Never wanton disregard for its own soldiers' safety as well as the civilians of Iraq and the Middle East. But the two most important things on this website that I want you to take a look at, and I'm going to link to the direct pages for these. The first is a petition to sign. Now, you don't have to put your full name in there. You can see that I've not done that myself. You can just put your name and an email address in there, and please sign that petition. There's also an address that you can actually write to Bradley himself directly at the place that he's currently being held in Quantico. So please get involved. This is something that should be high on everybody's agenda. Okay, this is important. This is about control of information. This is about government corruption. This is about people doing the brave and right thing to try and get the truth out there for the good of all of us. So please get behind this and let's support Bradley Manning. Thanks for your time.